okay?
Okay.
And when we do this, okay, when we do this in Baltimore, okay, when we do our trainings, we try to not make the bags all look alike. But we have really fancy, you know, those pretty bags, okay, that you can get, okay, at the store. So the bags will be different. We even had a participant one time, she took a bag and she made it all dirty, okay? It was all crumpled up, okay? It had some chicken grease, okay, that was on it, okay? It had some grease marks, okay, or something, you know, like that. The reason why we do that is because we make inferences about students just based upon looking at them. See, just looking at the student. As they come into our classroom, you start drawing conclusions. And it's based upon how they look. Not what they know, okay? Not what they know, but how they look. And sometimes, and many times, we can be wrong. Okay? We can be very, very wrong, and you can have a negative, you know, experience, you know, with that student because you've drawn a conclusion, okay, about that student just based upon, you know, how they look. And we need to really, really stay away, okay? Stay away from that, drawing inferences. I've even had some teachers that will do that with parents. You know, parents come in, and this parent had on a T-shirt, you know, and it was a male, you know, and he had big muscles, you know, and everything, tattoos, you know, all down here. And the teacher was just petrified, you know, just by looking at this man. And she thought he was going to be argumentative, he wasn't going to be supportive, you know, and she drew all of these inferences just by looking, okay, at this person. And then when she really did have a conversation with him, and she started talking to him, and she found out, you know, he was just the nicest person in the world. He was a very supportive parent. He was willing to support her, support his child, do all kinds of things, okay, that are like that. So that's this whole activity about what's in the bag, okay? What's in the bag? Because when students come, okay, to us in the classroom, they are bringing baggage. They have things, okay, that they're bringing. There's a lot of things going on that's outside of the classroom. They're bringing that into the classroom, and if we start making judgments about, you know, how they look without really peeling back the onion, you know, and finding out, okay, what's going on, we're going to have some difficulties trying to get their student achievement, okay, to get raised. Now, according to the researchers, and there are lots of researchers, and the thing I like about the ER&D, the research, is that for the researchers, these are what they call level 3 researchers. These people have done a lot of work. And I'll explain what I mean by level 3. Level 3 research means that this research has been done and it's been duplicated several times and they've gotten the same result. So this isn't something that's a fly-by-night, okay, type of result that you'll find on the internet, okay? So this, one of the main researchers for this teacher's expectations is Rona Weinstein, okay? So Rona Weinstein, that's one of the researchers. Another one is Thomas Good, okay? Thomas Good has done a lot of research, okay, in this area. And then there's Jerry Brophy. Jerry Brophy, okay, is one of the main researchers. And then also we have Rosenthal, okay. So Rosenthal. So I'm going to post these up, okay, around the room. And every time that we do a training, okay, in Baltimore, or we always have what we call a researcher's wall. And so we'll post the researchers up for each one of the topics, okay, that we cover. So if we're talking about teacher expectations, we're going to have all of the researchers up there for teacher expectations. If we're talking about social context in the classroom, we're going to have all the names of all of the researchers, okay, that have dealt with that topic, okay. And some people will say, well, you know, this research was done in, let's say, 1974. You know, don't you have anything more recent, you know, more current? Well, if you look on the internet and you look at the research, and it may say 2002, or it may say 2010, but if you go back and look in the bibliography for the research that that person did, you're going to find these names. these names are going to be in there. So the research that they did, they're basing their research actually on this research. So these are the people that are really responsible, okay, for that research. So that's what I mean by level 3. A lot of people will find things on the internet, and it's really not research. I don't care what they call it, okay, but it's really not research. I mean, it's the beginning. Maybe they had a good thought, they wrote a nice paper, okay, but they really have not replicated that research and over a large population of students, okay? So it depends on the database, okay, that they're using. Now, what are teacher expectations, okay? Teacher expectations actually, okay, according to the researcher, Brophy and Good, it's the inferences that teachers make, okay? It's the inferences, the things that we make, okay, about, okay, the current and future academic achievement, okay? Because as we were saying earlier, okay, in the first presentation, you know, if the expectation is low, then nobody's going to be able to do it, then what is the point? You know, what's the point that you're really doing it? So you've got to have the expectation that there are going to be excellent teachers out there, and you are going to be able to find them. You've got to have an expectation that your students are going to be successful. You can't say, no, they're not going to make it. No, these kids can't make it. No, they don't, you know. You can't have that type of expectation, okay, out there. So you have to make sure it's the inferences and things that we make about the current and the future academic achievement, okay, of the student. So you've got to make sure, okay, that you keep an open mind, and you have to be positive. You've got to be positive about it. And classroom behavior, okay? You have to have a positive expectation that all students, okay, can, you know, behave themselves, you know, and you don't have to always be, you know, like a warden, you know, to be on them, okay, because that's putting a lot of pressure on you, okay, to be able to do that. So as long as you have these classroom procedures and everything in place, every child has to know, you know, what they can do, and they can be successful, okay? They can be successful with that. So this is from the researchers, okay, Brophy and Good, okay? And there's lots of research. There is a manual. Every time you take one of our courses, okay, you get a manual, okay? It looks like this. Some are bigger than this, and some courses have more than one manual. In the thinking mathematics, I think they have 2. In the reading comprehension, they have about 2 manuals, okay? Instructional strategies, okay? They have 2 manuals. But for our Foundations 1 course, there's 1 manual, and it has all of the research, okay, that's in here. And the research has been written out so that it's in educational language. Because if you've ever read educational research, it can be very mind-boggling, okay? So what they've done is that they translate it to educational perspective so that teachers can really understand, okay, what they're... And there's a bibliography at the end of each section, and there are activities and everything in here so that when you get trained, okay, on how to do this, you have all of the training material, okay, that's in here. And then also you receive a CD-ROM. And on the CD-ROM, it has all of the training material also. So you're really armed and you're prepared, okay, to go back. Once you take the training, then you are to go back to your local and you can actually present, okay? So you can actually do exactly what I'm doing, okay? So that's what we do, okay, at AFT. We train teachers to go out and train other teachers, okay, to be able to do that. Now, teacher expectations, okay, they're going to influence student achievement through interactions, okay, based on different concepts. So different things are going to happen here. And the teacher-student interactions, okay, that we're going to take a look at, if you have low expectations, you have high expectations, it's going to affect the student outcomes, the achievements, the attitudes, and the behavior, okay? So all of that is going to take place, okay, in there. Also, in the teacher expectations, okay, effects, it influences the student outcomes because of the actions that the teachers take. So we have to be very careful, okay, about how we respond. Sometimes we respond off the cuff, okay, maybe I'm not having a good day, okay, and I might just respond negatively, you know, at first, but then I have to go back and I'll have to kind of, you know, backpedal a little bit, and I have to save myself, and I have to go back to that student and say, you know, I'm sorry. You know, I really, you know, didn't mean to, you know, put you on the spot, you know, embarrass you, you know, like that, you know. And, you know, sometimes you just have to do that. You have to be able to bring that student back in so that you don't isolate them, okay? You don't want to keep them isolated. So in response to their expectation. There are two types of expectations effects. One is called the self-fulfilling prophecy, and the other one is sustaining, okay? Sustaining expectation. So what I'm going to do, okay, what we do in our training is that we have these envelopes, and what we're going to do is we're going to do this by table. Okay, so we're going to do this by table. So this is one group, okay? You guys will be one group. And then here's one group over here, okay? You guys will be one group. And inside of the envelope, okay, there's some little strips. I want you to take the long strips, okay? I want you to take out the long strips, put them in the center of the table. Put them in the center of the table. And there should be about, there are 5 of them?
All of them?
No, just the little strips, just the long ones, not the short ones.
Oh.
Okay, just the long strips. And there should be 6 of them. There are 6 strips, 6 long strips. Yeah. 6 long strips, okay, that are in there. Little short ones, put them back in there. We won't need those right now. Okay, so the 6, no, I want you to put them back in. Oh, okay, no, you can leave them, you can leave those up, okay? Now, what you're going to do with the 6 long strips, okay, at your tables, I want you guys to see if you can arrange them in order. Which one do you think should be first? Which one do you think should be second? Which one is third, fourth, fifth, sixth? So what you're going to do is just arrange them. Okay? See if you can put those strips in order. What sequence do you think they should fall in? So let me give you guys a minute. Okay? Take a look at that.